I'm Susan. Today I've got some shares. It's been a very, very long day for me, and I can't wait to show you what I've got. So I hope everybody's doing great, and without further ado, let's get started. Well, I finished my Alice journal, and not only that, I've got some more exciting things to show you, and I will come back to this. So first of all, let's look at the Alice journal. This journal is a tri-fold. I saw Amy do it on Crafty Cat, and I wanted to give it a shot. And it is made from the center part of wrapping paper. I had the Christmas wrapping paper. You know how the rolls used to be hard, and now they're just like a very thin cardboard that's just kind of folded up to make a tube. And of course, when you undo it, you've got that paper, and it's a nice weight. And so I covered two pieces the same size with this upholstery fabric, and just made a soft covered journal. So I've got my topper, and it's just plain and simple. It's the printables came from Raven's Printable Design and my Voice and Pen. It was two different printables. And I'm going to have another Anne journal, because one of my sweet subscribers sent me some of the digitals from the Angela Kerr, and I was going to incorporate them in here, but they were just such a totally different style that I'm going to do just another single signature journal with those. So I've got to work on that. But when you get ready to do a journal, and I thought, well, I have too much ephemera to fit in all this. And nope, it never works out. You always need more. So that's why you haven't seen me as much last week. I've been working on this journal. So let's see what I've got. It's, of course, 3 signatures. And I've used some of my, I think this was one of my postcards I did from the jelly print cut down, or something. I used everything I could think of that I had. Some of these tags and such I've made in different, like the 50 stack challenges and stuff like this. This one is St. Patrick's Day, I think from last year, but it was so cute, and the time of the year and the green, I just figured it would go with the Alice journal. And I like the prints, but I have to say the Angela Kerrs are more of that. I say Alice, I'm sorry, Anne, but I think the Angela Kerr are more Anne-like. And this was a vintage journal. I figured would be appropriate for that time. And these are some of the ones I made not too terribly long ago that I added here. This was one of my postcard plays that I did from Carrie Griffiths back in July. It was supposed to be a postcard, but I ended up making it a tuck. I have got the lace. I did the edges on the lace. Of course, got my doily. I've got some of the beads throughout that I added to the lace. This is some of that painter's paper. And I've got a belly band with another one of my postcards. You recognize her from my picture here on YouTube. So go get that. Of course, Anne and Gilbert. I just stamped on the back of some of them. Piece of vellum. I love that. Green Gables. I thought that was pretty. I love the edging that makes. I love how it looks against that green. Of course, got her and Gilbert in the boat. And this was another one of those postcards I did. And one of the flower garden tags that I embellished with some of the ephemera from the kit. From one of the kits that I have. Right out of that tucked. I've got that. I think there's plenty of writing space, especially with all the tags. Another one of my flower garden tags. This was a double pocket that I made from Book Page with a journaling card. And this was offcut of one of the tags that was too long, so I just made a little small tag to pop in here. Another bead. I have lots of the postcards in here, and I made a snippet, and so I used it as a belly band here. Got another tag that I made. And of course you got the trifold, so you got that part that flips over. And I have got this tag. I think this may have been the one that the piece was cut off from. And I've got another one of my jelly prints. Did a lot of vintage looking style postcards. So I thought they would go well with this journal, which is probably right before the turn of the century. And my books. Another rose garden tag, which is perfect for the Anne journals. Another one of those cards. That was pretty. And I've got a wraparound pocket with some tags stuck in. And this I did on Crafty Cat. I did the middle, you know, of course I got one this in between, but I've got the big journaling cards. You got writing space there. That's more beads. I've got that. Writing space. Some more vellum. I thought that vellum went good against that. You got, of course, you can write there. And Green Gables. And then that card I used as a tuck. And added in some of my stash and my flower garden tag. I have to make some more of those. I'm going to use some of them in my other journal that I'm working on. And we have got beads there. I made that, I think, on 50 stack. And then we've got one of the little cards made from the digital and a little tag, and it's a double pocket that I had made a long time ago from Book Page. Okay, the rest of the writing space on that paper bag. I think that was a combination of the jelly print challenge and the tree from Amy of Crafty Cat. That one. Oops, I tuck these back in. Of course, when Anne was doing the Lady of the Shallot, and then we got that tag. And then, of course, we got our flip. And we have got, I've got another card, and then two tags, or a bookmark and a tag. The paper writing space. It's paper clip, but all it is just writing space, scrapbook paper that I made into a, where you can write on it. Got the beads there. I think the papers were pretty. I can't remember which is which, but like I said, one's Raven printable design, and the other's my voice and pen. And then I've got some more vellum. I don't know how it got bent. Probably when I tied it. And I've got the beads. I let them dangle at the bottom, charms. And Meg gave my hair from that tag, because it was very, very tall. And these are gifted to me by my friend Big Mama Sandy Moore. I thought was so sweet. I need to add a gem to the center. Let me do that right quick. I'm just gonna did add some on the front, different kind, but I've got these just sitting here. I'll use one of those. There we go. It doesn't matter how many times I flip through this thing, I always find something. You find something that you forgot. And let's see. Oops. That. A little tuck there with some tags and a journaling card. This is a paper clip, and it's got a little envelope that's got a little file folder or looking. Oh, that's just all one solid piece. So that was cute. It seemed like I made that recently. I just can't remember. I had to have, because I bet it was the napkin one I was making with Amy of Crafty Cat. Just tuck that under that hidden paper clip, and it had a bead on there. I got the bead there. I had to use some of the purple amethyst. If you read Anna Green Gables, you know that's what she thought diamonds looked like when she lost Marilla's amethyst brooch, supposedly. Okay. And this is the last, and I just did a little thing and tucked in some of the extra ephemera that whoever buys this journal will get. And I hope you like it. It's the first trifold I did. It's nice and chunky and room to expand. I like how it turned out. I would definitely do another one of those. But I will have this listed on my Etsy shop, and I just have some Sorry Silk ribbon that I will tie it up later. I won't make you watch me struggle with that. Now for excitement. I have mentioned trying to make digitals. Well, I dipped my big toe into this, and I have got my first digital kit. And this is where my day yesterday and today got interesting, because my computer went out a while back. My husband gave me his because he never uses it. But it had sat up for so long that it won't charge. I have to have the cord to it. Of course, where I sit here next to my printer, the cord is just so long, so even if the cord comes out just for a second, it shuts it all down. And it's an older computer. Of course, computers go out of date so fast. But trying to get everything transferred and everything, well, it's like yesterday, it just kept freezing up, and it was so frustrating trying to get the digitals, because I'd have to zip them. It's like you'll get a PD file that'll take you to where you can get these, because they're too big to go on to Etsy. And so just trying to figure all that just took a good, that's why you haven't seen me much this week. Well, then today, printing, I had to feed these one at a time, and I was doing 2 copies because I'm going to send one to someone for Etsy shares. And then I've got you know, so I was printing out 2 copies. Well, the printer wouldn't take the paper. I had to feed it one at a time. And then it finally started taking the paper, and then it would print like 5 sets, and then the computer would freeze, and I'd have to shut it all down, or the cord would fall out and the computer would shut down. Anything that took to 1 to 2 hours ended up taking me about 4 to 5 today. But anyway, let me show you what I've got. So here is my steampunk with roses kit. I'm excited about this. It's the first time I've done the AI, and I've always wanted to learn to do it. And so I've been playing with this for a couple of weeks, and so I hope you like it. But I've got this, and then I've printed cover on the back. This is from one of my gel prints that I embellished and, you know, just made a background for. And then I've got this lady, of course, you know, got right there, and I went ahead and, you know, put the background on mine. Of course, but there's 30 pages in all in these kits. And so, you know, including the backgrounds, I've got that. And then I put that background on there. I like her. I thought she was cool. And as I was printing, more exciting news is I opened a Kofi shop. And as I was printing out some of the things that's going into my Kofi, I ran out of yellow ink. I figured printing so much of the brownish stuff, because I had just changed my ink this morning, no problem. And of course, I have no more ink. 5 blues I've got, but no yellow. So I didn't get to print everything I want to. Now I got everything for the journal, but I thought he was a dapper dude. But I had a lot of fun with this, and I've already listed it up on my Etsy shop, which was something else that took me forever to do, because I had to zip everything, get everything up, and all of that. Got him. And then I've got, this is when I first started out playing with this to try to get it done. And got that. I've had so much fun playing with the AI generator and things like that. And then I've got these writing spaces. That one. And then just barely caught that one. I didn't realize till I printed it, but it was already up on Etsy, so I wasn't about to take it down and start from scratch. So these, of course, I didn't have to back. And I just got all these little bits and pieces, you know, the squares from where I generated different images to you can use to decorate. You can either use it as a square. Some I've used before that I've made and cut out around them. And then I've just got some of the roses and steampunk things. I love the owls. And I've got some small tags. And then I have some large tags. But I'm happy with my first time of putting together a kit. I thought it's pretty. It's dark and grungy. You know, I kind of go for that kind of stuff. And then I've got some blank tags for you to decorate. And some pockets. Although that one I think is pretty. I don't think it would need much. And I tried doing tickets. So I've just did some different tickets. You know, I've got the rose background and then some of the plainer background. But this is my first kit, and I hope you like it. It is up on my Etsy shop. And while I was doing that, I tried different things. So I've got 2 more kits. These are just fun things to have that I put up on my Etsy as well. the next two items. I've got the steampunk dogs with roses, and I've got steampunk cats with roses. So these are also on my Etsy shop. And it's just something fun, glue book, whatever. I just thought they were cute. They're whimsical. You've got all kinds of dogs. There are 10 pages of these. And I had a hoot making these. I thought they were so funny. I was looking up dog breeds and everything else trying to make that. I love it. I love the Dalmatian. I love the little dots. And then, let's see, we've got this one. And we've got this one. But I thought these were so cute. I love this little rose hat. But since I was doing the digital, I was just playing around, and I love him. I just did this, and I thought they turned out so cute. So I got this in my Etsy shop as well. And I have got the cat one. Now, there is a cat called the Sphinx. And I went ahead and added that in because that wasn't what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a real cat. But that's the way it came up. I didn't add in the ones in the dog, but I did one that was a rag doll. And, of course, it came up as a rag doll. I thought it gets cute. I'll have to add it like a freebie sometime. And I did the chow, the dog that was a chow, and it ended up giving me a steampunk bag of dog chow, and that one was cute too. I'll have to add that into a freebie sometime on my Kofi. But I thought these were so sweet and fun. I loved them. And some of these look like my babies. She kind of favors my prissy girl. And he favors my kitter cat. And there's one on here that looks like my boo. And this really looks like him as Bushy. That one's so funny. So that's the kitty cat digitals, which is on my Etsy as well. And so I decided to do, I'm sorry, I was going to print to show those. And like I said, I ran out of yellow ink. But I have got 2 sets that are free on my Kofi shop. You can go check it out. I've got my Etsy and my Kofi listed in my description box. But these were just some roses that I had generated, and I just thought they would be fun for springtime and such to add for you to use. This is just something fun. And I've got, for this one, there's one more, a white one, but like I said, after it finished this, it wasn't printing anything else, and I won't get my ink till Wednesday. And in the theme of the steampunk cats and dogs, I have got steampunk friends, and they're cute little. There's 2 pages of like a steampunk goldfish, a steampunk mouse, steampunk hamster, even iguana, even a snake, a python, and just, you know, with the roses and things. They're so cute. I hope you'll go to my Kofi shop and look at them. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to show them to you here. But it's just like I had printed. And after all the problem that I had this morning, and then I totally ran out of yellow ink. And won't get any more till Wednesday. And I wanted to share this with you before Wednesday. So I hope that you like what I've done. I'm sorry it's so late in the day for my video. And I hope you'll go by and check out my shops. So y'all take care. I love you. You just don't know how much y'all mean to me. Y'all really do. Y'all just mean the world to me. I have made some sweet, wonderful friends through YouTube, and it just touches my heart. I just can't express it enough. So y'all take care. I love you. And until next time, bye y'all.